I've been showing you in a series of videos how I've been illustrating prize-winning Roald Dahl inspired stories for the Welsh Books Council Delightful Schools Writing Competition. Well, today I'll be illustrating stories in Welsh. But wait, I don't speak Welsh. Never mind, let's not talk about it. Let's do it. Illustration is brain work and it can get very tiring, and there are sometimes I just wear myself out. And I just had to get going with these pencil sketches. And I was so tired. I'd had a really bad night's sleep. So I decided I would go to bed for the afternoon and take my sketchbook with me. And it works. It's something I found over the years when I get that tired. I just go to bed because I'm usually cold. And I take a sketchbook with me. And I do these sketches. So I spent the afternoon in bed reading the stories, doing little pencil sketches. And, from these sketches, I'm now going to start work on the finished Welsh illustrations. So I'm thinking of having a kind of a library section here. Ffuglen y Wyddonol. So we got in Welsh, double F is F, a single F is like a V, and U is, that's an I, okay, Glen, so Ffuglen, a W is a W, so it's an oo. So it's oo, and a double D is a v, so y Wyddonol. Ffuglen y Wyddonol. Okay, so ARSW is that again, W, so it's Arswyd. So this is going to be kind of a bookcase here. So that will be the kind of plinth section there. And we want those to be the bookshelves. And we'll have the books in the background. But here we're going to have a ghost. So these are kind of teenage-y kind of kids. Teenage kind of kids all dressed up in horror outfits, and I'm going to have it go more over that way. So this is the character in a skeleton outfit. So this is actually kind of printed on, isn't it? So it's going to be a really obvious kind of, skeleton kind of thing that is printed on the suit, if you follow what I mean. So the skull is then printed on a little kind of mask over the top, and then we're going to want some kind of spooky hands. They would probably have gloves on, but I'm going to keep the gloves off. And then I thought I could sort of squeeze a little ghost in down here, which is a sheet, obviously. So this is a shorter person. And I have sort of trainers or something going on here underneath, so you can tell that it's a costume. So I've got the two girls. So we've got a much shorter girl being a ghost, and then I want to have a witch in here, and so we're going to have a kind of face there, and I want her holding the book. So she's got the book, and when I start colouring in this illustration, I'll read you Angharad outline of what the story is about. And we can make her a kind of comedy witch again, with she could have kind of purple hair or something like that, something weird. And then we got this other character who's going to be Dracula. So I'm going to have his cape kind of flying out from there, and he's going to be doing a similar kind of thing going on here. It's I don't know if I said in any other videos, but it's a thing I've discovered about illustrators. I think, well, there's kind of different kinds of illustrators, but illustrators who do characters, particularly, I think, we're all kind of actors that never kind of really made it, probably, or something. So we live out our kind of theatrical fantasies by creating these characters, and we kind of make them act on a stage, really, is what happens. So while we're drawing, quite often you will find that illustrators will kind of do sound effects as we go along, yeah, with the wah-ha-ha-has and that kind of thing. So we want kind of teeth sticking out there, very definite teeth. We'll have that more kind of there. Now I've got this little space here, and I'm thinking that maybe I might kind of have a kind of a vampire or a little werewolf. I'm not sure. I think maybe I can put that in with the cape. Yes, I think I can make that more. Yeah, I think that works better. So I think the best plan here is to draw the characters first, and then I can do the bookcase in behind. So so it's it kind of works better that way. And we
want these eyes. And I think, how is this going to work? Let me think. So a lot of this is going to be, I'm going to have to do this the other way around, aren't I? Like that, yes. Good. So then I think I just got to draw in the outline first, I think. I think that's the way to do it. And then we can draw in these sort of standard kind of, I don't know, what would you call them, skeleton kind of pattern, isn't it? Kind of like this. So those are the ribs, and they'll be going up there, won't they? And then we're going to have the spine, and we're going to want to have very dodgy bones here. This looks very, very weird. So that again wants to sort of go like that, doesn't it? And then that. This is not anatomically correct. Okay, if you are a biology major, or do not write comments in telling me it's anatomically incorrect. I know. And he's going to have shoes on, and then we're going to have to what? Ooh, fingers. And I think actually I am just going to shade this all in black, I think. Okay, I'll zoom through this bit. Okay, we got that bit. Next I'm going to draw the witch, because she's kind of in front. So I think she should come next. I think you always want to really draw the things that are in the foreground first, because then we just get that expression in. Okay, I think she's kind of interested, sort of, ooh, she's got the book. And I think her face should probably be green, shouldn't it, as well? So she's had lots of face paint on and stuff like that. And she's got a hat on that she's been down to the works or something like that. Got a Halloween hat, or Tesco's or something. Anyway, so there we go. And there's a hand holding the book. So we need to kind of think about the book is kind of like that. So we got sort of sheets inside, and it kind of folds there. Yeah, so it's going to have kind of a little clasp on the side of the book, and then I think it's a magic book, so we need a kind of a pentagon thing in there like that. And then I can draw her arms, and then she's going to have a kind of a spangly kind of dress on, and give her a little kind of socks, and again kind of sneakers, trainers, kind of shoes. Oh, we probably need some fingers there as well, don't we, holding on to the book. So now I can draw in the ghost. Lisa is the character. Here we are. So it's really nice and simple to draw. Maybe I'll have a little bit of kind of connection between the characters there through the eyes. Eyes are really, really good for kind of connecting characters and kind of building stories and, sort of things between them. Atmosphere and a relationship, that's the word I'm looking for, a relationship between characters. And now we have Simon the vampire. So he's going to have his hair sort of all done up like that. I'm going to have nice big teeth showing in there. Scary eyebrows. Give him kind of wing collar and bow tie kind of thing going on there. And then I'm going to have this cape coming over the top like that. And over the top there, which means then I can bring his hand around here, and then this one up there. I used to be really, really bad at drawing people. When I was at art college, I really should have done more live drawing. It's taken me years to get around to sort of drawing people a bit more. And I think, drawing hands and things like that is just, you just got to spend the time doing it and learning and understanding and practicing. A lot of it is, it's kind of like, I don't know what I've said before. It's like, if you're playing football or something like that, if you want to make that ball spin, a banana shot up into the corner, you have to practice again and again and again and again. Same thing with drawing, violin or whatever, dancing, you have to go through those moves again and again and again, and you build up this kind of muscle memory so that in the end you can just switch off, zone out and do it without thinking, because in the end your hand takes over and does it because it knows what to do. It's kind of what we call muscle memory, and it really is just practice. And if you don't want to be an illustrator but you're watching this, if you want to do anything, whatever it is you want to do, particularly if there are motor skills involved, you just have to practice to get good. That is. Or just to get competent, in fact, in some things. There's the crew, and so I'm going to put this. So this is the library kind of category thing up at the top. And these are all quite dark characters as well, so I imagine they'll be painted quite dark. And then having the books in there gives me the opportunity to put in a bit of colour as well in the books. So this will be the plinth at the bottom of the bookcase. I'm going to put the mid section there, and then that will go there. These are the bookshelves. I'm not going to see one there. Okay, so let's have some books. We can maybe have some that have fallen over. So they'll be like that. To get through to the other side. A nice thick one. And again, we can have some more. Oh, they probably should be leaning the other way, shouldn't they? But never mind, we can have that. Like that. And we can have a shorter one there. And a longer one. There, good. And we'll just see a few books like that on this level there. And a few in there. Here, these are the horror books. Got to work your way through this. And like that. And we're getting there. We're getting to the end. There, that's good. And then we'll see some down here as well. They'll be kind of like that. And some more like that. There, and we could have... Why did I put an I? I was trying to put an I in with withinol. I was trying to put withion. I was trying to put a withionol. Never mind, a withonol. Put a line down here, and here we have us with. There we go. So I got a little dot there. I can take that out in Photoshop at the end. I'm not worried. I'm thinking I might put little stars in here there. These are going to be black stars, which is kind of wrong, isn't it? I'm drying this with my hairdryer. Make sure that the ink is really, really dry before I erase all those pencil lines. Having done all that drawing, I do not want the ink to smudge. Again, I'm going to tape this paper down. It's quite stiff paper, but I'm going to tape it to the board because I'm using watercolour, which will tend to make the paper wrinkle and ruckle. And I've got to get this nice and flat into a scanner. And so what happens is that when the paper gets wet with watercolour, it kind of stretches out, all the fibres loosen up, and then as it dries it kind of pulls itself together again. But because it's held tight, it dries flat. Otherwise it kind of dries all wrinkly and crinkly, as I'm sure you may have come across in your time. Well, I didn't record a commentary while I was painting, so I will tell you about the story, which was written by Chloe Stacey, Year 10, Garth Arlug Comprehensive School. And the story is called Macteth Astrid Vower, I think, which is The Curse of the High Street. And so I haven't got the whole story because that's written in Welsh, but I have got Angharad, who is my editor on this book. She has written a kind of a summary for me, so I knew what was going on to be able to draw it. And the story opens with the 4 characters in fancy dress wandering a damp path through the trees in an icy wind on a dark October night. Simon, vampire, Lisa, ghost, Morgan, skeleton, and Tammy, a witch, are on their way to Melanie Saunders' Halloween party, the most popular girl in Year 9. Now, the only problem is Simon is lost, but the others don't need to know that. They eventually come out of the eerie woods and find themselves on an unfamiliar street. There are no decorations, and there was a disconcerting feeling. Simon pretends he has got lost on purpose. After wandering a while, they approach a lone figure who turns out to be a fiendish creature. They turn to run, but Morgan falls to the floor and transforms into a real skeleton. Lisa transforms into a ghost and Tammy into a witch. They help Morgan up and flee from a horde of monsters, vampires, werewolves, and other monstrous figures that have appeared at the far end of the street.
They find shelter in a building that turns out to be the library. Hooray! They find a book there about the history of the high street, and they remember a local tale about a witch that cursed the street many years ago. The book contains the spell that could break the curse, but it can only be done by a witch. Tammy tries, and it appears to work as Lisa Morgan and herself return to normal. Hooray! The story closes with Simon at home asleep later that night, but he is awoken by a pain in his mouth. He rushes to the mirror and sees a pair of sharp fangs pushing through his gums. Dun, dun, dun. Well, I'm sure that it is far more exciting and far more poetic in the original Welsh. But well done, Chloe, and thank you, Angharad, and thank you also for watching all of these Welsh Books Council delightful competition videos, and I hope you've enjoyed them. Thanks for watching, and you can support this channel and get so much more on my Patreon page. Click to find out more. Make sure you are subscribed to the Shu Raynor Drawing channel on YouTube, and in the meantime, keep drawing, practice, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.